Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Let's Go Racing Motorsports Report. I am Mike Babicz, your host, and I'm going to be the voice of the IRA at various events throughout this coming season and other area racing from time to time. And we're looking forward now. We're going to start our weekly broadcast tonight on a Wednesday night, but starting next week, we're going to move to Thursdays, and we will be on Thursday throughout the racing season. And again, if you are interested in getting involved with us, please reach out, and we'd be glad to have you become one of our marketing partners. And we do want to welcome and thank all of our various marketing partners that work with us, Steve Sinclair and the Interstate Racing Association, a new sponsor that we're bringing on board tonight, Game Day Men's Health of Vernon Hills and soon to be in Kenosha. Great Lakes Dragaway, I'll be announcing there from time to time this coming season. B&L Office Furniture, our good friend Scott Carpenter that provides me my in-home studio here. Force One Performance, BJ Irwin and the crew. Whitmore's Towing and Recovery, Fox Lake Harbor. Hunt Club of Richmond, we do plan on doing a remote out there at some point this summer. MLS Auto Clinic, Debbie and Eddie Boyd. Bodycraft of Antioch, Mark and Tony Maglio, and their new bumper-to-bumper IRA pace vehicle will be debuting this coming Saturday night up at Beaver Dam. We'll talk a little bit more about that show a little bit later on with Steve Sinclair, as well as with Quinn McCabe and Joe, my buddy Joe. I should be able to pronounce his name now. Just getting back from spending 5 days in Rome, in Italy, Joe Bongiorno from the WABAM Dirt King Late Model Tour. He's going to join us in a little bit. And, of course, we'll also be talking with Joe from Great Lakes Dragaway, or excuse me, John from Great Lakes Dragaway, like we do each and every night that we're on. Also want to thank our good friends from Goodwood Performance, People Architectural Group, Sarah Missiel for all your HR needs. Contact People Architectural Group or me, because that's the lady I work with. Also, Lake County Hose and Equipment, Bill Fusting and his crew. Hartnell Chevrolet, Culvers of Paddock Lake. We're looking to take a remote podcast up there at some point this summer, so stay tuned for that. And same with Hartnell Chevrolet. We're going to go out there a couple of times this summer. Impressions Count that help us out with our printing and sign needs. Weeby Waxen, Jack's Helmets, A-Main Apparel and Diecast, Garrett and the Tennyson family. They'll have their apparel and diecast trailer up at Beaver Dam this weekend. Cabins on the Lake in Friendship, Wisconsin. Kaylee Burns, who does Grandpa's hair. Midwest Motor Coach and Olson Transportation. Nielsen Enterprises of Lake Villa. John Hatterline, attorney at law. 5-Star Race Car Bodies, Carl and Corey Schultz and Daniel Sanchez. If you're looking to get a job in motorsports, contact them at 5-Star Race Car Bodies. The Northern Illinois Council on Alcoholism and Substance Abuse. They're going to have a NASCAR Day of Giving, and NICASA here in Lake County is one of the recipients of the funds from that day. Keep an eye out for more information, and we'll have more information on future programs as that day of giving will be coming up in May. And also I want to thank Jim Trado of Racing Roundup. Last night made the trip up to Milwaukee or West Dallas at Paulie's Pub and Eatery right near the Milwaukee Mile with Steve Sinclair was on last night. And next Tuesday night, I'm going to be a guest of Jim Trado at Paulie's Pub and Eatery from 6 until 7:30 next Tuesday night, April the 29th. And we'll be talking about the 45th annual Bars Let's Go Racing and Custom Car Show, presented by my good friend Larry Roebuck. It's going to be at the Waukegan Harbor and Marina, 1 to 5 o'clock on May the 4th, Sunday afternoon. And we want to thank all of our official sponsors there and partners, Whitmore's Towing and Recovery, Greentown on the Rocks, Great Lakes Dragaway, Hartnell Chevrolet, Goodwin Performance, Bodycraft, Force One Performance, B&L Office Furniture, of course, the IRA, MLS Auto Clinic, A-Main Apparel, Jack's Helmet Designs, and also that's going to be down there will be Game Day Men's Health of Vernon Hills is going to have a display. And also having a display will be Lake County Honor Flight. And the Lake County Honor Flight will be going out this Friday morning. They'll leave about 11:30 from Foss Park Golf Course in North Chicago, making the trip up to Mitchell Airport in a Midwest motor coach provided by Olson Transportation, Rob Olson and his fine company. Involved with the Lake County Honor Flight, and also Stars and Stripes Honor Flight, which is based out of Milwaukee. They are also having a flight. Theirs is a one-day flight. It goes up on Friday morning, comes back Friday evening out of Mitchell. And also Lake County will go up Friday and return on Sunday evening, about 8 o'clock, between 8 and 9 o'clock, at the War Memorial in downtown North Chicago on Sheridan Road. And be watching for some news regarding Honor Flight and a special marketing partnership between MLS Auto Clinic, Eddie and Debbie Boyd, and Stars and Stripes Honor Flight, and also possibly Lake County Honor Flight. And we'll have more information on that maybe even on next week's show. So tune in. Before we get into my guest this evening, a couple of sad notes. Longtime Chicago Bear and a member of the championship Chicago Bears, Steve Mongo McMichael, passed away today. Fortunately, he did get inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Football Hall of Fame, this last season in the class of 24. So he was able to experience that. He wasn't able to go to Canton to receive the honor, but at least he knew he made it in. Also, a good friend of ours, Ned Wicker, who did a lot with IndyCar racing, with Midwest Racing News, and also the Milwaukee Mile. Ned passed away earlier this month. And, of course, the Pope, Pope Francis, passing away this last Monday. And, I don't want to get into political stuff or necessarily religious stuff, but, the life Pope Francis led and how he acted toward everyone was truly a model. So my wife and I were fortunate enough to make a trip to Rome last week. We were there for 5 days. We did not catch the Pope, just missed him a little bit on Palm Sunday, but it was just, an experience of a lifetime. Again, thoughts and prayers go out to everyone who lost anyone recently. And also this person didn't pass away, but he's retiring. And I've known him through ArtGo Racing, through the ASA Midwest Series. He did some teching from time to time at Lake Geneva Raceway. Bob Babicz is retiring, and wish him well in his retirement. I'm sure, like anybody in racing, when you quote retire, you never really retire. You always seem to find your way to the racetrack. So we wish Bob well in his retirement. Our first guest I'm going to bring in here is John from Great Lakes Dragaway. John Reidenbach, and John in his beautiful plush studio. And one of these times we're going to get him to play the piano, but he hasn't done it quite yet.
Not yet, yeah.
And one of the Brew City Cruisers, which he has the hat on for, and they run a lot of events up at Great Lakes Dragaway. But John, a day like today, weather like today, Great Lakes Dragaway's got to be busy tonight.
Yeah, ladies' night. Yeah, definitely going, and warm weather. Ladies are spectate for free, race for free, and maybe win a free trophy if they get through the bracket race. So doing a little grass mowing they were doing today. It's starting to grow already, so a little wet out there, but getting ready for the season to start winding up.
And now I believe it's already become a 6-day-a-week operation. I believe they're now open Tuesday through Sunday.
That's correct. Yep. And then this weekend is our first big bracket race for the this weekend. We'll be doing our first bracket race of the season, and then some of us with the Bruce City Gassers, we're going to be out at the Spring Jefferson swap meet out there, and tell everybody that's listening that on Friday and Saturday we'll be out there, and we're going to have a bunch of schedules and some of the different flyers for the different events. They always put them in one of the buildings there where they have them all laid out with the car shows and that. So we'll have a pile of them there, and there'll be maybe 15 or 16 of us displaying some cars there, and we'll have also have some of the Great Lakes Dragway info at our little area there by the car show area.
Well, and you saw my shameless plug earlier for the Let's Go Racing Motorsports and Custom Car Show. We hope to have some of the cars from Great Lakes Dragway down at the lakefront there on Sunday, May the 4th, a week from this coming Sunday, from 1 to 5. We're going to have 2 bands playing, Most Wanted and Bill's Little Band. That's what he calls it, Bill's Little Band. It's so we're going to have some music. We're going to have some race cars. We're going to have some awards to give out to some of the best appearing overall. Want to thank my good friend Larry Roebuck, who's been very much involved and supportive of the show actually since it began. He was racing at Waukegan Speedway back in 1977 when I started working in racing, and we had the first show and at the old Belvedere Mall. And Larry used to bring his car when he was racing, and now he was a supporter when he had a service station in Waukegan, Larry's mobile service, and he's just continued to be a supporter of the show, and I really appreciate that, as well as some of the other people that have stepped up and helped out, and Great Lakes Dragway is one of them. Helps us get the word out about the show. So it's from 1 to 5. It's free. It's free to participants to show their vehicles. It's also free to the public to come and see them. It's going to be good weather.
Yeah.
Okay. I can tell you right now, it's going to be good weather on May the 4th. And we're not going to even have to worry about a possible alternate date. So May the 4th, 1 to 5. If anybody's interested, they can just show up and bring their race car or their custom car or motorcycle or what have you. Come and see us, or they can reach out to me at Michael Babicz at AOL.com, and I'll get them set up. And again, John, I hope you might be able to make it. Are you guys racing that day somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to look on the schedule and see what we got going on here. I got it in front of me. I know I don't believe we have a race that weekend. We have one the following Saturday. We'll be
okay. Well, there we go.
Yeah,
you guys can come on down and relax and enjoy some beverages and food at Greentown on the Rocks, and swap racing stories. And race car drivers, they never swap stories, do they, John?
Oh no, yeah. Pretty much what we do after the racing's over with, right? Yeah, that's as much fun as going down the track after the events. Yeah,
that's for sure.
I think everybody's getting ready for that. Yeah,
you mentioned the first bracket races of the season coming up this weekend. Is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday? How's that working?
It's Saturday and Sunday. A lot of people show up on Friday, and if they want to do some qualifying, because Friday's just like fun racing, and like kind of bikes and stuff like that on Friday. So some of the bracket racers will come in and get it dialed in a little bit, maybe on Friday night. And then they have some time on Saturday for qualifying, but then it's pretty much Saturday and Sunday will be the bracket races.
And now, not that every race night or race day is a big day at Great Lakes Dragway. But any news on the first major events that'll be coming up this year?
Well, on May 7th, that'll be our first like Streetcar Brawl, which will have the Wisconsin Outlaw Street. I know they're going to add a couple classes to that race, which I can see that growing pretty big. They're going to be testing on Friday for their outlaw testing tune, where they put extra glue on the track and get it really, really, really sticky for those guys. And those are the high horsepower, sub 4 second in the 8th mile cars. Some of those are pretty quick, and I can see that growing. And I think that, like I say, they added a couple classes, which will make it pretty interesting. It's all heads up racing, so pretty exciting. That should be a pretty good event. That's going to be our first event there, kind of for us to do a shakedown and that in between what those guys are racing. And then it's going to be another bracket weekend after that. And then we're just going to get ready to do some of the Memorial Day stuff. And that's another big event. Quite a few big ones that are going on this year. Funny Car Chaos will be there in September. That's a huge one for us. And we should have a better schedule this year for some of the big stuff. The Night of Fire in July and all that. There's some pretty neat stuff going on. And the timing tower was all renovated inside over the winter. Claire's son Frank was working on that. Turned out real well. So hopefully we won't have electronics issues with thunderstorms knocking out the timing systems and that this year. So hopefully things will run pretty smooth.
There you go. Well, we've had a couple of folks, check in on our Facebook, and Carrie Lynn said that where she lives, she can hear the drag-away and just loves it. She can hear it from her house. And then Tony Barron also checked in. Tony raced 4 cylinders at Wilmot Raceway for a number of years, and I believe he's running asphalt now. I'm not positive. But again, if you're out there and you're tuned in, I mean, we'd be glad to have you say hey or say hello on our Facebook, and we'll try to acknowledge you as we go along. If folks, and let's shift gears back a little bit. I know last year, John, you and I talked a lot about the snowmobile drags.
Yeah.
They put on an awesome show, the one event they did last year. And the decision was made to leave it clay. I presume the tarps and the covers have been taken off, I would think, maybe.
Well, Mother Nature helped taking a few of them off there with the wind. I was just out there today checking on the lawnmower, and they're kind of some of them got blown off, but it actually looks pretty good, the surface there, the clay surface. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I'll have to check with Randy and Claire and see what they have on the schedule for those guys, what events they got going on. See if I can get that for you next week or something, see what they have.
Okay, sounds good. Because I know last year we ended up, I believe, with some world record runs.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
164 miles an hour and 550 feet from a standing start, which is quick. Yeah, quite quicker than my car. Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, McKellips Racing just checked in there on the Facebook. So good to see them. They've got a whole contingent. They got like 6 people that race out of their shop. They all run 4-cylinder stock cars. And, they just have a lot of fun, girls and guys. We got to get them maybe to, I mean, do you think a 4-cylinder stock car could go down the quarter mile at Great Lakes?
Yeah. Sure. I don't see why not. We've had all kinds of things going down that track. We had one motorhome going through down there, and we had a couple motorhome races. That was pretty good. Yeah. We were trying to get the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile to go against there was the one that Mr. Salty or whatever, the peanut one. They have a big peanut. I thought that would be kind of good. The peanut racing the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
There you go. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Well, again, folks. Oh, Carrie Lynn says, and she's with the McKellips 4-cylinder crew.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Oh,
so we'll work out a date that they're going to bring their 4-cylinder Bandit stock cars out to Great Lakes Dragaway and make some runs. We'll have to do it on a Wednesday because they got a number of girls that run in there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So
it'd be interesting to see how those things run in the quarter mile, how they go. They got some power in that. That would be kind of neat to see.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And they get to come and race for free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
well, we'll work that out. Wednesday
Yeah.
night will be an off night for me. Maybe I'll come in and I could even help announce the thing.
There you go. Yeah, that'd be great. Right.
All righty. Well, and again, now, where can folks go to get more information on Great Lakes Dragaway and the schedule? And, Mother Nature better play nice. But if
Yeah.
there's a question on whether the track will be open or not, again, where's the best place for them to go?
Best place, if you want to see right away, they usually update it on the Facebook page, Great Lakes Dragaway Facebook page. But you can also call the track at 262-878-3783.
And Randy answers his own phone.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10. Once in a while, Claire will sneak in there, but
right. Yep. Yeah. So it'll be one or the other. But yeah, that's a good thing to do is look on the Facebook page. If you don't get an answer, give them a call. Somebody's always there to answer the phone.
Well, John, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to calling some events up there at Great Lakes Dragaway this year, and then hopefully I can call a victory for you.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be nice. Yeah. I'm still working. Mine is running, but I still got to do a few things to it, put the new harnesses in it and stuff. Nothing major. Hopefully it'll be good. Yeah.
And I'm also going to take you up on your offer to have me make a run with you.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get that. That's fun. Yeah. Got the harness on the other seat there. Yeah.
Yep. There you go. Sounds good. All right. Thanks a lot, John.
Yeah. You're welcome. Nice talking to you, Mike.
Take care.
You too.
God bless. Bye-bye. All righty. And that was John joining us from Great Lakes Dragaway. Yep. They're open 6 days a week. They're racing as we speak. And it's ladies' night. Ladies get in free. Ladies race for free. So come on out and check them out. Going to shift gears now, and we're going to talk with one of our competitors, Joe Bongiorno. See, you spend 5 days in Rome and you can pronounce Italian a little bit. So, did I get it right, Joe?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you nailed
it. All righty. Well, we're excited to have you on, and the season opener for the Dirt Kings is going to be part of the Glenn Hefner Memorial, part of the, well, it's sad to say, the final season, from what we understand, for Beaver Dam Raceway. But your thoughts going into Saturday night?
Well, I'm really excited to get our season started off with the Dirt Kings Tour. Yeah, it's really bittersweet with the news about Beaver Dam. That's the track that I started dirt racing on a couple years ago. After I moved out of go-karts, we started racing legend cars at Beaver Dam, and ended up winning the championship there our second year before moving on to bigger cars. So yeah, it's going to be a bummer seeing that track go.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, I also worked at Lake Geneva, and when we closed the doors there, my wife and I got married there the last weekend, though the track was open.
Okay.
At Lake Geneva. And, Kevin Dawson always kidded me because he says, if you want to close a racetrack, you just have Mike Babicz announce at it because it'll close its doors sooner or later. But yeah, it's still an exciting event. It's a big event. And tell us a little bit about your team and who you drive for.
Yeah, so I drive for Mike and Rachel Formella, who have been racing dirt late models for over 30 years. Actually 40 years. They've been racing for, I think, 42 years now in total, in dirt late models over 30 years. So very proud to race for them. We actually started our season off this last Friday at the Brownstown Bull Ring down in Brownstown, Illinois. Had a good run with our brand new Kryptonite race car. Qualified third, fourth in the heat race, and finished second in the feature. So we were happy with that.
Well, there you go. And, so now you got the cobwebs out and everything's going good. What are your thoughts now? How often have you run at Beaver Dam, and your thoughts going into Saturday up there?
So with the late model, I've only raced there, I think, 2 times. We did get a chance to go practice there 2 Sundays ago. Unfortunately, we only got 2 sessions out on the track, and then the rain came. So the track got pretty greasy, and we loaded it up didn't want to chance wrecking our new race car. But the laps we had there felt good. So looking forward to Saturday. In total, I have a lot of laps at Beaver Dam between a legend car and a sport mod. So I think I know my way around the track. I guess we're gonna find out on Saturday.
There you go. Well, you just mentioned some of the other classes that you've driven over the years. How young were you when you started racing, and what did you start racing in?
I started racing when I was, I believe, 10 in go-karts out in Dousman at the Badger Car Club. Did that for 4 years. Then we moved on to legend cars at Beaver Dam. Raced there 2 years, and there, and also with the Wisconsin Dirt Legend Tour. So we did a little bit of traveling. Then we changed course a little bit, went and did a 1 year in a limited late model at Slinger Speedway. That was a little bit out of our league, so we went back and raced B mods at Beaver Dam. Did that for 2 years, and then I got hooked up with Mike Formella, and I've been racing dirt late models with him ever since.
Now, this season, you mentioned you ran last weekend, and now you're going to run with the Dirt Kings this weekend. What's your schedule looking like? Or are you kind of taking it week by week, month by month, or do you have a schedule pretty much set already?
Yeah, our schedule is pretty much set. We're going to do the entire Dirt Kings tour, and then the Super 6 series at Plymouth, which is pretty much our home track. So our upcoming schedule is obviously Beaver Dam this coming Saturday. Then we have our Super 6 series starts at Plymouth on May 3rd, and then May 10th. Friday, May 23rd, we're going to Outagamie Speedway with the Dirt Kings Tour for the Salute to Service 30. The following day, Saturday, May 24th, we're going to be at the Toronto Speedway. May 31st, we're going to be at back at Plymouth for the Super 6 Series, and then June 21st, we're going to be at 141 Speedway for the Diamond 47, which is probably our biggest race of the year. Honoring Diamond Jim Letizia, who is a former competitor with the Dirt Kings Tour. And that's a really nice event at 141 Speedway. That's a really great facility, and we look forward to going there every year.
And then coming up, I believe it's September 20th this year. September 20th at Plymouth will be the Jim Wildman Watson tribute and classic that Nick Simons puts together. He's already getting the bikes together to give away to the youngsters at that event, and awesome. And that kind of wraps up the Dirt Kings season. Isn't that the season finale?
I believe so. Yeah.
So, do you worry about, you mentioned you're running the whole Dirt Kings series. Are you worried about points, or you just kind of take it race by race, almost lap by lap?
I would say that the last couple of years we really haven't focused on points so much. I would say this year with us committing kind of to a full schedule, I would say I would be worried about points a little bit more. We always kind of look at where we finish in points at the end of the year, and we try to improve on that. So I would like to have a good points finish with the Dirt Kings Tour this year. That would mean a lot to me and our team.
Now, you've been focusing on late models now. Any thoughts of, and you did spend 1 year on the asphalt. Any thoughts about trying a different type of racing possibly in Joe's future?
Well, I'm not really sure what the future holds long term. For the short term, I know I'm really happy racing with Mike and the rest of my team, and I'm going to continue to race late models with him as long as he keeps racing, or as long as he keeps letting me hop in the seat. So that's a good position for me right now. In the future, I'm not sure. I would definitely be open to asphalt again. I'm not really sure what that looks like, but yeah, I'm not really sure.
Well, and you look like a young guy, not like me that got gray hair. You look like you got a long future ahead of you in racing, and you could try a lot of things if you so choose. And you've mentioned Mike and then your team helping you the last few years in that, and this year, who are other marketing partners that you've got that you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah. First one would be Conway Shield. They've been with me for 10 years now. So big thanks to Jamie and the rest of their team. CNS Transportation, Chief's Choice, New Advisors, STEM 101, Chuck Berry Racing, and Formula Enterprises.
And you mentioned we've talked about some of the big specials that the Dirt Kings have. You're also going to make a stop at Angel Park in Sun Prairie this year. Have you, since you did run Legends for a while, have you turned a lot of laps at Angel Park?
The Angel Park is probably my favorite track of all the tracks I've raced at, and we were lucky enough to win, I think, 4 or 5 features there with the Legend car. So that was really cool, always really special. My dad was a firefighter, so with that being Fireman's Angel Park, it was always really cool going there.
Yeah.
And it's been a good track for us with the late model too. We always seem to qualify good there. Won a heat race there 2 years ago. So yeah, that's one of my favorite tracks. And talking about other cars that I would like to drive, I would say open wheel midgets are definitely at the top of the list. That's always one that I've wanted to try. So that might be something in my future. I'm not sure.
There you go. Well, you never know. Sometimes we've had guys put the word out on this show, and then all of a sudden they end up with a ride in a week or two.
Well, that would be sweet. My Sundays are pretty open, so let me know.
Yep, and the one we just mentioned, the King of the Park, will be coming up on Sunday, August the 10th, for the Dirt Kings. So that'll be a great event that the McCarns family will be putting on there at Angel Park, and it's just great that'll be happening. Now, what does Joe do? I could make a little joke here. Do you make pizzas when you're not driving a race car?
No, I mean we've done homemade pizzas a few times, but that's not what I do for a living. No, I'm a steam fitter up in Wisconsin for local 601. I work for Total Mechanical, so really enjoy doing that. Keeps me busy, pays the bills, and I get off at 2 or 2:30 every day, so it gives me enough time to go to the shop and work on the race car.
Oh, that's a good thing. And where is home for Joe?
West Dallas.
Okay, West Dallas, not too far.
No.
Not too far. That's good. Now the World of Outlaw late models are coming to Wisconsin a little bit in this coming season. Are you going to try to run any of those shows?
Not sure yet. The Wilmot one, we'll see what I can talk the car owner into. But I would definitely be open to it.
There you go. Well, again, anybody that you want to thank, you've done a great job thanking your car owner and your marketing partners. Anybody else, crew members, family, the family dog, anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, thanks to my mom and dad. They've been supporting me ever since I started racing. My dad's always helping out at the shop and at the racetrack. Thanks to our crew guy, Goober, former racer Dan Tafalski, my buddy Chris Rice, and my cousin Joe Vitale. They're always helping out at the racetrack and at the shop. So big thanks to those guys.
And what's the car number this coming Saturday? Because I'm going to look you up in the pits and meet you in person. And I may be driving the IRA's pace truck. And I'm not sure if we're going to end up pacing the Dirt Kings too. But if we pace the Dirt Kings, please don't hit the pace truck.
I'll try not to. 55, black 55. And blue.
All right, double nickel. That sounds good. Well, Joe, we appreciate you taking time tonight. You're certainly welcome to hang out and watch the rest of the show from the green room.
I will be.
And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday night, and who knows, maybe see you in Victory Lane up there at the Glenn Hefner Memorial.
I hope so.
All right. Thanks again, Joe. Take care. God bless. Again, that was Joe Bongiorno from West Dallas that joined me. And there we just had to do something. Being yourself. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to bring our next two guests in here, Steve Sinclair with the IRA and also Quinn.
Looks like we got some technical difficulty with Mike over there. Hang in there, and we'll be right back. Hang in there, Quinn. We apologize about this.
I'm back. Can you got me?
We can hear you. We can't see you. Mike will be right back with us. It helps when you plug in a computer for an internet podcast, Quinn. Just he's got it plugged in now. He should be coming right back.
Oh, that's pretty comical.
It is. It is. Live podcasts are fun.
Yes, they are.
Did you have to plug
the power into it, or what did he do there?
Yeah, he's probably on his laptop and just didn't plug it in. So he probably used it for work today, and now it's should be back. But you would think after 4 seasons of this that would be one thing that we check, but
yeah. I bet he doesn't make the same mistake twice.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's like running out of the pits and not having the oil plug in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You only do it once.
Or 4 flat tires. Ooh, what happened?
Right. So again, we apologize for the technical difficulties, but we'll have Mike back here in 1 second. Let's see here. Maybe I can run. Let's see if there's a commercial we can run. Not sure if there is. Doesn't look like there is. Let's go here. Oh, didn't want that one. Now I'm way off. Okay. Now I'm way off. There we go. I guess I don't have a commercial we could run. So, maybe he's back.
Back.
There he is. Okay.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I thought I had the cord plugged in for my laptop, and I didn't. Actually, I could just blame it on Steve. I mean, I was doing fine until, he had my cat growling at him and everything else. But Quinn McCabe joining us. He's the president of the Badger Midgets, and also Steve Sinclair. We're going to kind of.
Steve's in the toddler seat here. I'm in the penalty box.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out how to raise it. There's supposed to be a way to raise it there, but
slide him over a little bit. There, put him in the camera so I can see him. Slide over a little bit more, Steve.
There we go. Do it that way a little bit. So both of you gentlemen, appreciate you coming on tonight. And of course, we've got a huge event that you're both involved in. And we just got done talking with Joe about the Dirt Kings involvement. This coming Saturday, the Glenn Hefner Memorial at Beaver Dam Raceway. And Quinn, why don't we start off with you? Tell us a little bit about the Badger Midgets portion of the program this week and what Badger Midgets have planned for 2025.
Well, it's just exciting to be part of the show, especially at Beaver Dam and their last year. It's sad to see the facility's been it's always been good to midget racing and sprint car racing, since we were first there, Steve, in 92 or 93 when they built the place. So
93.
It's there's a lot of memories that happen at that place, that's for sure. Always seems like it, when always the midgets seemed to come there, was we either raced really, really well or it rained. So it was place a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to race at, that's for sure.
And, obviously your home track has been for, I don't know how many years, Angel Park there in Sun Prairie. And you'll be returning there once again. That's where I believe a bulk of your schedule will be this year.
Yeah, we have 10 races at Angel Park Speedway. So
and
Angel Park's been our home since 1946.
Yeah.
So
so when's your opener at Angel Park?
I believe it's May 19th with Steve.
Yeah, is it that? I think it's the 18th.
May 18th.
May 18th.
Yeah.
May 18th.
Yep.
May
18th.
Yeah, we're together that day too. That should be a big one.
Right. Well, Steve and I are together quite a bit throughout the summer. We'll be at Sycamore together on I believe that's May 10th, isn't it, Steve?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be down there together, and then we open up at Angel Park on the 19th, and then obviously we'll be back there for the Outlaw Show. I know Steve's guys will, I'm sure a lot of those guys will be there for the Outlaw Show. That's on June 8th, and so then Steve races with it again in July, on the 27th of July, and then Cornfest in August. So Steve and I see a lot of each other throughout the summer.
There you go.
Yeah.
And what about drivers that you've got coming up this year? Are there any new faces that we're going to see in a Badger Midget, and any veterans that you expect to be back once again? And hopefully you haven't had anybody announce their farewell tour for was going to come in 2025.
Yeah, I hope not. That's for sure. I have, we always have our wily veterans hanging around. Brandon Welty is going to be back again this year. I don't want to call Todd a veteran of a midget racer, but he's a little bit older, and but he always wheels it pretty hard at Angel Park. He wheels it hard everywhere he goes. So it's fun to watch Todd, and I hope this year he can pick one off at Sun Prairie, because he's definitely due to have success there. He always runs right up front, but he's just missing that victory there, and I hope it happens this year. That's for sure. And then all the young guns are coming. We've got Luke Wackerland and Parker Jones, and the one thing that I wanted to see this year, I was kind of excited for, was but then I heard last night that Brian Strain, his kid, was going to race with us, and he broke his ankle, so he's going to be out for a little while before he comes to race a midget with us. Hopefully not too long, but he's going to miss the first couple shows for sure.
Well, Joe just mentioned he's looking for a midget ride, so maybe we could work something out there.
Maybe you could work something out. That's for sure. That's there's guys out there that do have a couple midgets for rent, so he could dabble his feet in a midget. That would be. I get quite a mixed emotion when they get out of one of those cars. It's everybody's when they first see one race, and then they think it's going to be pretty easy, and then they get out of it, and it's like, no, yeah, this is a little bit different. So it's fun to watch that as you get to see them climb out of the car for their first time after they've spent a lap, especially around Sun Prairie or Beaver Dam, where it's pretty fast.
Anybody, and I know as the president, you're supposed to be impartial, but any drivers that you can tell the fans, hey, you may want to keep an eye on these guys as far as a championship run in 2025?
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be pretty tough to beat Parker again. Parker's they've got that car dialed in, and he's fast. He's fast everywhere he goes. I mean, he just got some natural talent there to be in a midget, that's for sure. And a lot of guys that chase him around are good too. Luke Wackerlin, I'm looking forward to see what he can do this year. And it's always his sophomore year, so hopefully he doesn't have the slump like some of them do. But it'll be fun to watch those, especially those younger guys that'll be racing with us.
And any new rookies that you've heard are going to jump in or are going to come for a full season? Maybe they've dabbled in it before, but now they're going to kind of dedicate for the whole year.
As far as a rookie class goes, no, the only ones I heard of was Brian Strain. That was the only one that I've heard of so far.
Okie doke.
Do the full season, that is.
Yeah, there you go. And for a full season, how many Badger Midget events are scheduled this year?
We have 21 on the docket this year. We'll have 10 there. We go to Wilmot. We'll be at Beaver Dam 3 times. We'll go to Sycamore 5 times. So we run around.
There you go. Get a little bit of highway miles. Well, we're going to bring Steve in here, and Steve, you've been around racing a long time, and you're being inducted into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame in May this year, next month, which is quite an honor for you and well deserved and well overdue, I think. So that's great that you're going to be inducted in that. What are some of the changes you've seen in open wheel racing, whether it be midgets, whether it be, sprint cars, non-wing sprint cars? Now you've got a great class going with the Wisconsin wingless.
Yeah, well, and the costs, the costs of doing this, is and Quinn can speak for it. And I think they've done a good job. They Badger several years ago made the big step and changed their engine program, and it took a few years, but my God, they're back up to a huge car count, and I think that deal's as strong as any midget group in the country. So I commend them, and that's kind of where we came with the wingless thing. Not everybody can afford a 410. 410 is still my bread and butter. That's what I love the most. But it's you got to really dedicate yourself and find sponsors, and you might not be a marketing person, but you need to be, because you need to fund these things. Tires, everything is going up, and it's tough. It's tough to do it, and I'm glad the guys do, but it's a tough deal. And I think safety things have come a long way. I mean, when Quinn can vouch for that. I think the seats and things have come a really long way in the last 10 years or so. I think cars are a lot safer than they used to be. Technology's helped there a lot. Everything's always evolving. There's always something there'll be something Saturday night that I haven't seen before. That's gonna, is this legal? Is it not? I know it's gonna happen, but things are always evolving. And it's, you go to an outlaw race now. Those guys are so dialed in, and there's so much technology in the shocks, and they got qualifying wings, they got this, they got that. It's hard for the regional guy. I know when the outlaws come, our guys go run with them, but it's really not a fair fight. For our guy to even make the show, it's a huge achievement when you're racing against teams with paid crews, and and most of our guys are making they're in their driver's suits turning wrenches. You don't see too many of their guys, other than Bill Baylock. Bill Baylock still turns some wrenches, but most of those guys.
Yeah, and Bill Baylog certainly, cut his teeth with the IRA. 10 championships,
10-time champion,
10-time champion, and and he had his full rookie season last year with the World of Outlaws, and then is running with them again this year.
Did a really admirable job, and I think he's done a great job with his program this year. If he can, keep away from DNFs and stuff, I think he's going to have a real stout season.
Yeah.
And he's going to pick up some more wins. He's not done winning.
Yeah, he's already got a win this year, right? So and that's for you to get a win in the World of Outlaws is pretty good.
Yeah, and I think I don't know Quinn. Bill's got quite a few midget wins, doesn't he, as well with you guys?
Yeah,
over the years.
He's got quite a few midget wins driving for Bill Eckert. He's done every time he gets in. If he would, we won't talk about his last experience in a midget, but he's done. When we in the midget, he'd show up. He was going to be running up front. That's for sure. And it's just fun to
watch.
At
the Chili Bowl, for the 2 laps it ran, I believe he was. I think he was in the top 3 or 4 in hot lap times.
Yeah, this year, he was. Yeah. He was, and I went down and talked to their crew guys. You know who Scotty Hirsch was. Scotty Hirsch was really excited to have him in the midget for sure, because they were quick.
That's for sure. And now this Saturday is a special night. Glenn Hefner. I announced Glenn's races for a lot of years, and both boys, Todd and Troy,
they're both IRA feature winners. Both of them are.
Yeah, and and now this Saturday night, the Hefners have put this together along with Scott Boyd up there at Beaver Dam, and Carolyn and everybody, and yourself and Quinn and the Schultzes from the Dirt Kings. It's just going to be a great night of racing that's put together, and I think a special night, because the first of anything, drivers want to be able to say, I won the first whatever. And we saw the trophies last night.
The trophies are pretty cool. I hope your drivers got some strength left, because they got some weight to them. They're not a one-hander.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but I know when the Hefners reached out to you and wanted the IRA involved in this event, tell us a little bit about how that kind of came together and how it's transformed, and now what's going to happen Saturday.
Well, with Glenn being a part owner of Beaver Dam for a long time, with Scott, excuse me, I think it's only natural that it'd be there. It's it's potentially the last year of Beaver Dam, so we may be looking for a home to move it next year somewhere. But Jeff Wessel has been involved with all of this too, and I think he was somewhat instrumental as pushing that along, and the boys, and it's going to be a big deal, and I know there's a lot of people that run their products and a lot of employees, and I bet you there's going to be 200 plus from the Hefner camp just at the track on Saturday. So last year we had a really good race with this same combination, and it was way colder last year than it's supposed to be this week. So I'm hoping for a good crowd and a great show. And
well, we did a great job last year. I thought, Steve. I thought that with the race that we had, the midget race, of sprint car race, and the late model race, I thought they were all good. And the fans, for as cold as it was last year, they really turned out for that race.
It was a great crowd.
I thought it was special for sure.
Yep.
And if we can match that again this year, it'll be outstanding for the Hefner family for sure.
Yep.
And now the gates are opening. The grandstand gates, I think, are 4.
When do we care about the grandstand gates right now?
Well, the first,
I don't know if maybe it's 4. I know the pits open at 1. I was told.
Yeah. All I care about
is night, and drivers' meetings are going to be longer than normal with new rules and new this and that. So it's it's get in and get going. It's a lot of pressure on us guys the first night, getting all the new procedures and everything, and making sure everything works. And there's always going to be a glitch somewhere, but as of right now, it's full speed ahead.
And folks that want to get tickets, can they get advance tickets or online through the Beaver Dam's website, maybe, or
maybe on my race pass? I don't, I will go to their website and click schedule and see what it says.
Yeah, beaverdamraceway.com, I believe it is. And then also they can certainly follow information on Badger's website, I would presume, and also the IRA's website and the Dirt Kings website. So plenty of places.
I know we just posted something with all the times and everything on the
all
average.
the time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was just posted just recently. So and we've talked a little bit about some of the drivers and the rookies in the Badger midgets. What about you, Steve? Do you got any guys that are going to run with the IRA in the rookie class? And I know that this year you've got like 20 some teams
20
that are
signed
committed.
up. I don't know if all 20 will make all the shows. A couple of guys are struggling to get their engines weren't done or whatever, so they might not be there. But I think that, Max Guilford, who won our last race at Beaver Dam, he's from New Zealand. I believe he's, the New Zealand champion. He's in for a full season driving Greg Wheeler's car. Corbin Gurley out of Indiana is going to supposedly doing the whole deal. And those guys already have laps under their belt, so they should be off to a good start. There's several new guys. I can't even. I had a list here, and I'm drawing a blank. But I think there's 10 guys just off the top of my head that are capable of winning if things go their way opening night. And I think it's going to be a really stout, even field. I saw Jake Newman run at the Outlaw Show the other night at Peevely. He looked really good out of the box. Most guys don't have laps. Logan Julian got some laps when he ran some outlaw races, so he should be sharp. But most of the guys, they haven't practiced, they haven't done nothing. So their first lap, their first lap is going to be, they'll be qualifying after a hot lap session. So it's go time. And with our format, qualifying is very important. So they don't have a lot of time to get ready. They got to just go.
Right, and then now it's on Saturday night. Again, it's all three divisions: the Dirt Kings, the IRA 410 Winged Outlaw Sprint Cars, and then the Badger Midgets. Anybody that you guys know of that's doing, I don't think there'd be anybody doing triple duty, running all three classes. Anybody that's going to run a midget and a 410 that you guys have heard about? Maybe.
I don't know. Is Jake running? Is Newman running?
No, not that I know of.
Yeah, no. I don't know of anyone.
Okay. So at least you won't have that, jumping in and out of a car. And Quinn, you've driven. If a driver does drive a midget and a 410 wing sprint car the same night, from a driver's perspective, does that take a lot of adjusting to running the two different types of cars?
It just takes a little bit of adjustment. Not a lot, because even though they don't run a wing, they're still very similar. The wing car, obviously the horsepower is a lot different, but as far as the driver and the feel and stuff like that, they're pretty similar. So it's not that much of a transition. So,
well, we've got just a few minutes left, and we may go just a tad over since I had my technical glitch on my end.
Can I say a couple of things?
Sure, go ahead.
So, first of all, I want to congratulate Steve for getting into Hall of Fame. I think that's a pretty cool deal for him to get into, and I've known you guys for, I hate to say it, but damn near 40 years. So it's, I don't want to say that too loud, but yeah, it's, the first time I was at Wilmot was in the late 88, I think. And you were announcing, Steve was there with Frank, and the rest is history. So it was pretty cool.
We go back a long ways, buddy.
Yeah, we do.
We do. Remember some of those pool parties back in the day? They were kind of fun over at Larry's place.
Yeah, we had a good time. That's for sure. We had a really good time, and and good old Ray Toth there at Walmart.
Howie Gleason sprint car at Plymouth one night.
I did. Yep. First time I ran a wing sprint car, and I made the show with Steve. 35 cars. I thought was pretty cool just to make it. So.
Yep.
And Howie was gracious enough to let me drive it that night, and
my dad worked on Quinn's engine at one point.
Yeah, his dad built my engines for him when I ran a midget. So then,
there's a lot of ties all here. You'll be happy to know, Quinn. I did the order of events the other day, and I did make you first because I just know I'd be hearing all about it if I didn't. So be glad to know that.
Exactly. I'm glad for that. That's for sure. With our tire size difference between the late models and the sprint cars and us, we need to go first. That's for sure.
Yep.
But I think it'll be a great show. I really do. If the weather if we're anything warmer than last year, it'll be a good event.
That's for sure. And again, you can go to beaverdamraceway.com. You can go to the Bumper to Bumper IRAsprintcars.com. You can go to badgermidgets.com for more information, about the times and all that stuff. I understand they're also doing something different as far as you're only going to be able to get tickets for the grandstands at a certain place.
And a weekly show, they would do it as you pull in your car. Mm-hmm. Now it's just like the old normal way. You just walk up to the ticket booth like you used to, and you just get a ticket that way. It's no big deal.
Yeah, there you go. That's for sure. And anybody, and Quinn, I'll come back to you first. Any series sponsors that you want to give a shout out to for the Badger Midgets this year?
Yeah, definitely. AFS. They got several locations throughout Wisconsin, and they're a series sponsor. And Jim Mraz and all the guys at AFS and what they do for us is it's outstanding. We could not have the success that we're having right now without them. And then Mid-State Equipment jumped back on board for this weekend to help us out. So that'll be good, especially they're based out of Beaver Dam. So it'll be good for Mid-State Equipment. And the Horizon, they're the Horizon company out of Madison, Wisconsin. They're on board with us for this year too. So all the partners we have that, like Steve said, it's so expensive now. We couldn't do this without everyone's support. So we're pretty special to have those people involved with us.
Yes,
and there's a lot of sponsor opportunities. We've got a lot of sponsors, but there's more. Victory Lane, the redraw. There are things that are open, and with us being on Flow, those are all they get in front of a lot of eyes. So we're still looking for additional help. We're blessed to have what we have, but Bumper to Bumper's been with us. Wow, since the early 2000s. So if they add what they've given us over the years, it's just amazing. And they're a great partner, and I hope that one continues. It's almost synonymous with IRA at this point.
And Hefner Racing Products has been a great supporter of,
absolutely
over the years. And this year you're picking up Bodycraft. Mark and Tony Maglio are providing a pace vehicle that'll be debuting on Saturday for the IRA. And so, that's pretty cool too.
All the graphics aren't done on it yet, but it's coming.
That's okay. That's okay. Just, it's a black car, but it'll have a light on it. So, we already told Joe not to run into it with a late model. So hopefully the midgets behave and don't run it over and the 410 sprint cars. So, well, guys, I'm glad we were able to do this and put this together tonight. I appreciate your time. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Saturday coming up there and being part of the program, probably driving the pace truck. And just, it's great to get the season going. And looking forward to a lot of events with both of you during the 2025 season. I wish you both the best. And again, thank you for coming on tonight. And anything else, Quinn?
No, I'm just want to thank you guys for having me on. I want to thank everybody that comes to a midget race. I want to thank all the fans out there that Angel Park, those guys have done a lot of new things there. There's some new bleachers there. Obviously in the main section that was there for last year, but they've added more on top of that. So it's you'll have plenty of good seats, and the food's good there at Angel Park, so it'll be fun. It'll be a good
time. We saw Greg last night.
What's
we
that?
saw McCarnes last night at the Racing Roundup show we were on.
Right. And actually, he's going to get me somebody for the Joe Shear Classic. Will be on next week's show on Thursday night. So we're looking forward to that.
I was a little late getting here today, but we had a wingless tech class tonight with our new tech people, and Tony Jenkins, our old one, was showing everybody how all our tools worked, and it went very, very well.
That's awesome. Well,
very well.
Again, guys, thank you much for coming. Thank you, Steve, for finding your way to the house, and my cat finally letting you down here.
Yeah, we had a little showdown upstairs.
So we look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday. Thank you, fans, and for tuning in. So until we see you next time, this is Mike Babicz wishing you a pleasant evening, the best of tomorrows. Remember, kids, just say no to drugs. Thanks. Good night. God bless. And let's go racing, everybody.